talk randomly amongst ourselves.
You will.
It's fine.
Where are
Are
you,
you
Don?
looking for like a? I was gonna say, Don. Are you looking for like a sugar daddy? Is that why you
I
went to an
was
antique
about
store?
to say that.
No.
Jesus Christ! It's like, oh, you're an antique store. You're looking for a sugar daddy, clearly.
Clearly, no. It's my mom's birthday, so she wanted to do this today while my dad's putting in some cabinets at their house. So I was like, okay. And she's like, "Are you gonna shop?" I'm
Ooh.
like, "No, I don't care."
I forgot to turn the sound off. It's terrible. All right.
Why is it terrible?
Because we double talked a little bit there. So
Okay.
welcome everybody.
Damn,
Following all the rules.
Oh,
Welcome everybody to another edition of Push to Talk on this January 21st, 2023. Yeah, sugar daddy stuff. Yeah, they heard. I think they got a little of that sugar daddy stuff. I'm not sure exactly.
Oh my god.
You know,
oh dear.
that's all.
Oh, dear.
That's all they did. By the way, a little shout out to my oldest son.
The things that Dawn shops for.
Little shout out to my oldest son. He turned 22 yesterday. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
This is older than me.
Really?
That's not
Yeah.
hard.
Everybody, by the way, you know what? I still don't have the chatbot working out of Discord. So we are here with obviously McLeod, Sothrasil, and Don, but Mike Flood is also with us today.
Spot, is that for Plex or?
That is for Plex, yes.
So I should
You
be
probably
selling
don't
my
have alerts
Plex.
working either.
Yes.
Time to self-plex?
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't know if you can share pictures now, Eric.
It might work. Are you bidding? Are you bidding on some antiques?
Wayward shit coming in through your mic, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm on Push to Talk.
And
You
Horrendous
are.
is here.
Yeah. Oh, we have Wild Horrendous.
Hello,
Horrendous.
And this is here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, only one. We don't have multiple Orendi.
I think that'd be kind of hard to get multiple random.
I mean, his name
But
does imply that there are multiple renders, and he is just a renders.
There we go. We're going to do the live. We're going to do the live positioning.
Is it as a singular horrendous, bearing in mind the S is at the end, or is this, or is multiple horrendous?
Yes.
Horrendous or horendi? Like,
but you have
ladies
to
and
wait
gentlemen,
with it, Eric, because Dawn rule.
I'm sorry. I'll just turn it off. Okay, we're good. We're pre-positioned. Okay, that's a little real time rendering there, whatever you want to call it. Oh, you know what? That won't work now because I just deleted the thing. So we'll real time do it again. We'll just remove it. I've got a little thing I need to do in here. So I got to share.
We should show you how scene editing works and how you can switch between scenes. So you can do this like professionally, right?
No, but there's charm in the amateurish aspect of it. Like,
yeah,
it's what you don't realize. Like,
Yeah, it's like intentional that it's not.
Okay.
There you go. There's my resub. 84 months, 84 inches,
also,
like Mike Johnson. Thank you.
It's also my resub, but I couldn't share it because it gave me the chat rules again. Because new Windows installation.
Oh damn!
I've got coffee.
I've got Monster. So
Any particular kind of coffee, or just like just instant coffee, or what? Like
no instant coffee.
Drip coffee.
No. Drip, we
drip
have
coffee.
It's drip coffee. It is.
Okay. Well,
we've broken our press. We tried to churn butter in it, and it, snapped. So it was not.
This is the thing. This is the reason why you get stuff with ridiculous do not use for this or that kind of thing, because people use drip coffee maker or press coffee presses for making butter, apparently.
Butter.
Or at least try to.
No,
I was watching a Weird Al Yankovic video. We had to make some butter.
Oh, Amish Paradise.
Absolutely. We watched. He has. I think it's Netflix. He has a Netflix documentary of his life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we watched it the
hear
other
it's,
day. It was
pretty
good.
awesome.
We
I mean,
watched
his
it.
life is his life has been stranger than most people.
It is not exactly accurate. Not exactly.
Yeah.
No, not exactly accurate. He had fun with it, and therefore you will have fun watching it.
Oh yeah.
Let's put it that way if you haven't won it. Good morning, Sunnereer 66. I hope I
The
pronounced that
fun
right.
little tidbit there. Daniel Radcliffe
Lay
was
down.
nerding out that he got to play Weird Al.
Yep.
And then Weird Al was nerding out because he was being played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Then. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he is. Weird Al is in it. Absolutely. As a different character. He's in it as himself, too, at the award ceremony at the end. With his actual wife, who is actually quite beautiful. I mean, I never looked into like who's Weird Al married to, right? You just figure he's married to someone, but then you see her on the screen, it's like, wow, she's pretty.
I mean, Weird Al is
I'll be
like
back in
one
a
of
minute.
those celebrities that keeps his private life private, right?
Yeah.
Apparently not in his documentary.
Well, you just
I mean,
said
it's
it's not exactly
documentary.
accurate.
So,
No, he's talked about the parts that weren't accurate, right? I mean, he makes it, the very beginning not accurate at all. The only thing accurate in the very beginning is he did buy the accordion from a door-to-door salesman, his first accordion. And
I mean,
it's not really a spoiler. So, I mean, it's just,
you really got to be good at selling stuff if you're a door-to-door accordion salesman. Like,
and,
fucking hell. Jesus.
and my oldest son, he did say there were two instruments they had to choose from, and they chose the accordion because they really thought it was going to be popular in rock bands in the near future.
Yeah, swing and a miss.
okay.
Just saying.
Fucking swing and a miss.
I think he did pretty well with the accordion. I don't know.
I mean, he definitely sort of, made it.
He
work,
carved out his own
but,
niche with it.
But that was
He
the
absolutely
niche.
did.
Yeah, exactly.
He absolutely did. It was great.
And I just gotta say, guys, the idea of keeping your private life private and doing a documentary, that's an amazing thought. I'm just picturing like 90 minutes of black screen with the words redacted on it.
Redacted.
I mean, you could
Just
go into
entirely.
his
Which would also be a
professional
pretty good way
life
for
more.
Weird Al to go.
I mean, it would definitely be the way Weird Al would make a documentary.
If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
I will say that
know what I'm saying?
Evan Rachel Wood was very good. Thumbs
She
up to
generally
her
is.
performance. Yeah. So the twists and turns are funny. So yeah. By the way, I will say one thing.
Will you?
In the documentary, Beat It was the parody.
I wonder what that was.
And Weird Al was very upset that Michael Jackson did a parody of his song. Because he was trying to go legit. Okay, there are just times when you don't know how certain things got in your browser window. All right?
And there are times when you don't want to admit how certain things got in your browser history.
Are you looking at women's socks right now, Eric?
I'm gonna actually give you the web domain that I don't know. I don't know
How I got there.
how it got there, why it's there, anything. It's
I
called
believe you.
Designing Vibes, one word, designing VIBES.com.
For
I don't know how I got
you know.
there. I don't know why it's there. I'm just like clicking on tabs, like what can I close? And like Home Depot. That makes sense to me. Okay. Right? Designing Vibes. No idea, folks. Just don't know.
I can completely respect your unwillingness to admit it.
I'd admit it. Trust me. I'm happy to admit, Amazon.com. I know why I'm there, right?
Well,
Burpee.
Sure, you know why you're at Amazon. I mean, that's...
Burpee.com. I know why I'm there, right? And my favorite, you ready, boys? Mount it. Mount-it.com. Yes, mountit.com. I'm on that site. And no, it's not porn. Okay. But yeah. I was just closing some things up and I'm like, strange. Anyway.
Well.
Best kitchen rugs of 2023. No, I'm not looking for rugs for the kitchen. I am looking for a forum guide. Are we at 20 minutes yet?
No, real quick.
We're barely past 10.
Is the mittens thing Eve or not Eve?
The mittens thing is Rampage.
Yeah.
Right. Should we wait till after the 20 minutes then, or?
Why do we want to talk about
Why would we have to wait for that? Like, I mean,
yeah, we can talk about it anytime.
I mean,
Mittens.
unless
I'm just saying,
Eve,
Mittens is alive.
Yes, we now have direct confirmation that Mittens is alive because he went on Rampage last night and he basically spent forever talking about Star Citizen and Snow Crash.
Yeah, Twitch was not cooperating with me, so I couldn't watch it. But I did see the Pro God clip, which was chef's kiss.
That's weird because I'm literally reading Snow Crash right now.
Well, he was talking about how Stevenson more or less predicts a bunch of the trends that we wound up seeing happen afterwards.
Yes, and how he's wildly incorrect for a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, but he didn't go into that part. Obviously,
yeah, but
that wasn't his point.
Do they? No, everybody. When somebody gets like some prediction correct, they always go, "Oh my god, he's like a soothsayer of some form." Or like,
right? I mean, law of averages kicks in.
Aside from talking about like all of the other predictions that got completely fucking flat wrong. Like, if you spend your entire life putting together predictions, yeah. By sheer fucking
as long as they're not all the world will be ending on X date, you're probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but like,
is this like New York and Florida will be underwater
by
the
law of large numbers, 19. You're gonna be right in some way, shape, or form at some point. Like,
yeah, if you throw enough shit on the wall, some of it will stick.
Are you guys talking about Al Gore?
No.
Oh, sorry.
And Eric, to be completely fair, Florida was underwater well before 2019. I mean, it falls on them all the damn time.
It does.
It rains every goddamn day there, more or less.
And I did DC last week.
You did what?
I was in DC last week.
Oh yes, the DC meeting.
I know it was on the show the whole time, but it was a good weekend. Had a good time. Lots of alcohol. Though Merkel Chen.
What?
What?
Shocker, right?
With
alcohol and an Eve meet?
Right?
Unbelievable.
Never happens. I've never seen it happen.
Is that I question the choice of our Friday night bar being in the rooftop bar that's 4 flights of syrup for fat dudes. It was pretty tough. I had to
well, you got to earn that booze.
The food was pretty good. The staff was nice. The area was pretty fine. We could have used a little more chairs, but overall, it was a good spot. It's just like They're like, okay, it's upstairs. And I'm thinking, oh, second floor. That's fine. I could do that. And then it's like, nope, keep going. Like, and there was a bouncer on every floor to say, nope, keep going. And I'm just like,
Well, they don't want goons, messing with regular people.
No, the whole place was renovating underneath, so only the top floor was open. They were working on the other floors. I was just like, oh my god. So, and then I had to do it twice because I left my card at the top. So, when I checked out, I forgot to take it out of the book, and so they wouldn't let anybody else bring it down. They're like, nope, you have to get it. I'm like, God, I will FaceTime you my approval if I have to. And then Saturday night we had the buffet, the dinner in the hotel, which was really nice. I feel like a little overpriced, but overall it was fine. And then Mrs. Brisk got to smash one of Mr. Brisk's models.
Which one?
I don't know, a boat. There's a video of it where she took a rubber mallet to it and just smashed it. Because I guess she's mad at the boats.
Okay.
I mean that's one of the main things that happened.
Kind of esoteric.
I believe you.
Other than that, we had a good time talking. It's amazing how tall everybody is. Like, there are a couple short people, but most people are like towering over me, and I don't really know why.
Because you're short.
Yeah, you're a little bit short there.
I'm not short. I'm 5
You're like
foot
3'2".
5'6".
I'm 5'7" and I'm short
and,
compared to
and
everybody.
5'6" isn't short.
No, that's average. The women's average height is 5'5".
I have an aunt that is 6'3", so there's that.
Great.
Yeah,
In the US, the average height.
Yes, she is great. Literally.
Literally.
You do a
She's a
great
great
Aunt
aunt.
Liza. And say the flight home at least was good. This week we had a big brawl. Well, but we're not there yet. We got 2 minutes to go on that. Oh, my brother got hit by a semi.
What?
Or
What the fuck? Just oh, by the way, just casually, is he okay?
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck happened there?
fine. So outside of my parents' neighborhood is a roundabout, and he was on the roundabout, and the truck, it was like a Mack truck or something, entered the roundabout and moved into his lane, and it sideswiped him like the whole side of the car, and it freaked him out. But this truck kept driving, and it pulled into the gas station and started pumping gas. So my brother goes over and he's like, "You hit me," and he's like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "Look at my car, you hit me." And the guy was like, so my brother calls my dad because it's like 3 minutes away. So my dad rushes over there to his Mustang, and they're like saying like, "Hey, we gotta wait for the cops. We'll just do a quick police report for the insurance company." And the guy was like, "No, I didn't do it." Basically, he gave them some papers with numbers on it, got in the truck, and left. So my dad's on the phone with 911 chasing the guy down, so that way the cops could find him and pull him over.
Wow.
So my dad's like,
that's a hit and run, man.
Yes.
Was there any damage on the truck that matched anything on the car?
Yeah, because the truck's tires were smoothed out at the same height as the car. Like, you could see the scuff marks and everything. Because they didn't hit metal per se, like on the truck. Thank goodness, it was more of like a big rub.
You want to hit metal and leave paint.
Yeah,
but obviously, like it dented the shit out of the car and like scuffed paint up and all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So
I mean, so I may or may not have had a driver or two who has done similar stuff, right? I mean, backed out of somebody's driveway, hit somebody's parked car, and just drove away, right?
Eric may or
Yeah.
may not make a habit of hitting people's cars.
Yeah, may or may not.
No. Serial car hitter.
Anyway, I mean that is a big deal, especially on a license like a commercial license like a CDL.
Yeah.
That guy's in a lot of trouble.
And we're thinking the reason why I know that sometimes in those situations where like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble, like you just start like freaking out, or like panicking and start making really bad choices. Where like if you had just taken a minute to like calm down, you probably would have been like, I'll get a point, no big deal, whatever. But
Yeah.
you decide.
A lot of companies getting a point on his license might have cost him the job.
Yeah, but so does a hit and run. So
but with the hit and run, at least he's trying. At least he's
just kill the
making the effort.
witnesses. Jesus.
Maybe he just wanted to go for a high score.
Yeah.
Just rack up those charges.
Or maybe he was trying to, get lucky and not have you guys call the cops.
Yeah, he was trying to say he denied it, and so it was a he said type of thing.
Yeah.
We were talking on Fleet last night, and I told that story because it happened like yesterday.
And the dude was on the fleet.
Yeah, exactly. No. So one of the guys in the group was like, "Yeah, that happened to my aunt." And what happened is the guy hit her, and then they pulled over to the gas station, went in and bought a beer and started drinking the beer. So that way when the cops got there, he could be like, oh, this is why I'm intoxicated, is because I'm drinking this beer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not that when he was drunk, when he hit her.
Well,
I was like,
he has to down more than one beer for that, though.
Yeah.
Like, especially considering it's American beer.
Yeah, but he's what he's trying to go for there is for beating the breathalyzer by saying, yeah, no, it's just picking up the alcohol in my mouth.
Well, blood test.
Yeah,
but that takes time.
Takes a little bit of time, but like it doesn't,
Like the cops aren't going to have the stuff to do a blood test right then and there, which means that he's got all the time that he takes stalling them, plus all the time it takes them to get him to where they're going to do the blood test.
For it to for the alcohol that he's just drunk to show up.
Yeah, but the one beer isn't going to do shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was hilarious to hear. I was like, well, that's some thinking. All right, it is Eve time.
Eve time. We need other things like Eve time. It's Eve time.
Eve time won't
All right,
last
show's
very
over. Bye, guys.
I was going to say, Eve time won't last very long, but we had a big fight this week.
Oh?
Yeah, we did.
We did, yeah.
It kind of showed what it would be like if Capitals weren't in the game, and honestly, I'm okay with that. We had a good time.
Don't you mean the little fight we had where I was totally gonna get crushed? Oh,
Mike,
were you not my fleet when I got the text from over? Oh, we're gonna crush the fuck out of you guys.
Mike, if they had ever shot our fleet, we would have died instantly. And you know it.
I won't be honest. I was hoping they were gonna start shooting our fleet because apparently we had 30 sacrilegious just sitting in the fucking station waiting. So I was hoping they'd shoot us instead of Asher. But yeah, no. There was some shit to learn there, but that was a fun ass fight. Like,
it was a good time. So
recap on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So long story short, Asher decided that he was gonna go ref the fucking ScarCon, right? So you're
No. Let's back up. Horde has a Fortizar in ScarCon, which is in Poshvin. It is a structure that's grandfathered in. It cannot be replaced.
Fight. Okay.
Yes, it was in Poshvin. It cannot be replaced. It is a one of a kind. There's only 2 forts in the entire triangle, and that's one of 2. And Horde has been using it for the past 2 years to stage in Poshvin and make all the money that they made out there. Until CCP just killed the baby in its bed. Just gutted it. And so P-Horde is starting their fight with Flyer. So we decided, let's test it out. Let's play around. And we roughed it. So the second timer came up this week. Was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday, I think.
Whoa, that's a little loud back there.
All right. And so we fought over it, and it was a very even, good fight.
Good to know.
Mike, you can talk about it now.
Yeah, I saw I saw a meme on Reddit basically about like people going to Poshfin / wormholes to get away from, you know, tie-dye infested lag fights, only to find out that they're in a tie-dye infested lag fight.
I mean, yeah, if like thousands of players do that, then that's what happens. But
Yeah.
I mean, we also found out this week what hardware CCP is still running on, and I'm happy to announce, CCP, if you would like an upgrade, my PC is literally thrice as fast as your servers. So
Ouch.
I can
Oh,
host
God.
some for you if you like.
So, is that, you know, I missed
Wow.
that. Is that an article somewhere or just a conversation?
It was on
I
Twitter,
don't.
I believe.
Okay.
Let me see if I
So,
can find it. So that they are running still on some, I believe it's 5th generation Xeons, 8-core Xeons.
Was
So,
that on the
I know
CCP thing?
that was on the
No,
server side.
it was one of the on one of the CCP's Twitter account.
Ah, okay. If you got a link for that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find it. It could take me a minute, so
Okay.
keep going on.
Because you know how much I love hardware conversations, right?
Yeah, you do. Okay, I did find it.
All right.
It's in stuff.
All right, I'll share it.
So the
yeah, so the
One of the questions I had with the CCP server stuff is like, wondering kind of if CCP servers or their kind of like their choice of you know, hardware for their servers, whether it's, you know, based around something other than just, oh, you know, the best and most up-to-date hardware, considering that sometimes, you know, that their sort of server architecture, server structure is a little bit unique, you know, compared to most. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, my thought is like, because they have said like they have said in previous sort of things about the fact that like they turn off a bunch of the cores because, you know, you know, some of the way that the servers actually function means that a lot of the you know, a lot of the multi-core kind of advantages are just completely wasted. So they turn off redundant cores that they don't need to basically act as you know, like additional sort of heatsink.
Which is weird.
Sorry, guys. I was talking about ESX clusters in VMware. I switched over to Twitter and it muted me when I did that to get your guys the link. So, you know, you were talking about McLeod. They switch off some of the CPUs in the physical host and things like that for additional heatsink or whatever. I mean, that
Yeah.
really doesn't make a lot of sense because the heatsink is designed, right? I mean, there shouldn't be a heat issue there. And if they're running VMware on top of this stuff like we think they are, again, this would entail a conversation. So there's a little bit of, jumping to a little bit of a conclusion there or whatever. But
Well, I
if
mean,
they're
you know,
running
they-
VMware, the hypervisor doesn't like a one-to-one vhost to physical host thing anyway. And if you're running VMware on top, which would make a lot of sense for a lot of these hosts, right? And you're doing CPU affinity and things like that, you really could start to properly leverage single threadedness within the CPUs to the vhost, right? So it'd be an interesting conversation with them. There's when you're talking about technical things in IT and why you do certain things with hosts, there's all kinds of thoughts and reasons, and there's more than one way to skin a cat in the environment. I like to say.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to find out, right? Because if you've got the physical hardware, why wouldn't you use the compute that's available to you, right?
It's also we know that the Eve servers are like that the like Eve itself is more single threaded than multi-threaded, right?
Mhm.
But why wouldn't you choose a CPU that is more in line with that need, right? Why wouldn't you use a CPU with less cores but higher IPC,
Well,
or not just higher IPC but also like higher frequency?
you make a lot of sense there. And
Stop
the other
it.
thing too is no. I mean, the other two is what hardware was available when they built this, right? What were the best decisions they could make? Did they make some incorrect decisions? Because companies do that all the time. And by the way, it's been over 5 years since that refresh, right? I mean,
but no, I gotta stop you there because if you look at the second tweet, they announced what CPUs they're going with the next update, and it's an Intel Gold 6334, which also doesn't boost up very high.
yeah, and we'd have to really look at their architecture and their topology, right? That they're doing more so than the. I mean,
to be honest, like over the years, like the Eve's like server tech guys have never really struck me as the guys that are the weak link in in sort of like the Eve production, or sort of like the sort of like the live game sort of support side of things. So like I do have to wonder their particular
After all, their
requirements must be very unique.
Their servers don't have to render any of the graphics.
right.
Eve has graphics? I thought it's just
Yes.
a spreadsheet.
Yes,
I
it has
thought it was-
graphics. They get turned off when you turn off the sound.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
By the way, on an Eve related note, and the CCPs we don't normally talk about. Last week we were talking about the MER, and we got on to random
estimates,
graph.
Yeah. CCP estimate.
I did
Random
get a response from CCP estimate.
Oh, excellent! I did wonder.
He said he's going to take a look at the request and see what they can do, and maybe they can have another random graph of the month in the January MER. So we'll see what happens.
Fantastic.
So I'd like to thank Estimate on that. It's very good news, and we all look forward to seeing what nonsense we will be looking at. Going, what the hell does this mean?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a lovely bit of good news.
By the way, a note on CPUs.
I hope you appreciated the good things that we said about it.
I hope so too. You were saying, Eric.
Sorry.
there's a lot of interesting things in the cloud space, right, related to CPUs. I mean, people are not necessarily relying on AMD and Intel exclusively anymore. I mean, you look at what AWS and Oracle and Microsoft are all doing in the cloud space, right? They're doing some interesting things with alternate CPUs.
Well, there's also Nvidia that's got their A1s and stuff like that. Like
I just want to point out that has always been the case. The Power PC was never gone, right? Don't count out IBM.
Yeah, there's not a lot of IBM in the cloud. Sorry.
So
there is.
I'm gonna tell you that if by the way, Lenovo is not IBM, right? There is a I mean, I'm just gonna say it, right? If there wasn't as much mainframe in the area, IBM wouldn't exist. Okay, IBM is really relying on its mainframe income right now, not its chips, not anything else, not AIX.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, you look at their reports and their annual reports. I mean, that's where their money's coming from. So if somebody really chips away at that mainframe marketplace, man, they're in a lot of trouble. Philly cheesesteak, excellent. Commander Starscream. I want Philly cheesesteak right now. I'm gonna see if I
wanted to talk about the Poshman fight. Still, you distracted us.
Well, then talk. Jesus, talk.
Yeah, somebody wants to talk about the big fight. So yeah, I mean, whatever.
All right, I'm back.
What, the big Poshman fucking fun fest?
Yeah, it was great. Like, it showed like what it would be like to fight without capitals.
I mean, it also showed what happens when someone doesn't use their Fortis names. Like, props to over there, they start on the signal with their fucking blingy shit. And
you're mumbling.
Honestly, if we did not get fucking void bombed by hole punchers, by a third party, by the way, we probably would have just continued mulching that. That actually would be kind of sad.
So
hey,
for the people watching who might not know, what day did this happen on and which system? So they can go
Wednesday in ScarCon.
Yeah, Wednesday in ScarCon. It was the big BR. So yeah, no, it was Horde, FRT, PLNC, all those guys. Then it was Imperium, and then GTC was with us, and Imperium and GTC. We had a lot of fun. There's a good video put out by Strymog. I don't have the link to it at the moment, but Strymog Clay put out a pretty damn good video from the perspective of one of their T1 newbie ships. And that was a really good video if you want to go watch that. There also is a Horde perspective video where you can see from their battleship fleet. Horde had a Sleipnir fleet and a Lashak fleet.
The battleship fleet that literally just shot Typhoons for an hour and a half?
Yeah, and then literally was getting 3
and did
shots.
Nothing else?
That was fucking great. I had so much fun killing. Like when we one shot that Vindicator, I think I nutted a little. I was like, oh, like that when that Vindy went down, I was losing my mind.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, like, if the Paladins had ever decided to shoot us when we were 30 kilometers off of them, the whole fleet would have died. They literally outfit through one of the Guardians, and I was like, oh, why did that Guardian have to die?
I mean,
but they never shot anybody else.
The Guardians, and I was gonna say, the whole point was that the Sacs were going to be the meat shield, and instead they went for Sigma. So, I mean,
they specifically went for Sigma. Like they were like weird.
Yes, because is that a surprise? Like, okay. Sigma was in a Typhoon fleet. No shit, they went for Sigma. But again, that's what I'm saying is like, oh, whoa! I just saw the new faction warfare menu. What the fuck? That's cool. But like all jokes aside for the moment, like yeah, no shit, they went for Sigma. But you know what? They did that. Like again, there was a couple of like things here and there where it's like, okay, things were learned. I learned some things to use if we do that another time.
So related to the performance you're talking about, the tie-dye was not that bad. Like it was heavy tie-dye, but everything responded. I didn't have long call times, and I didn't crash once. So it did pretty well considering.
Can you really call that tie-dye then?
It was 1,400 people in a system that's not designed to really hold that many people.
You know,
we've had fights bigger than that, Posh, though.
why would it not be designed to hold that many people?
It's the same
I
as
mean-
any system, Dawn. It's the
It
same
doesn't-
as.
Does it
But
have
you
Crime
don't.
Watch?
It's not good.
Yeah,
But no.
no, like that's the reason why low-sec fights suck so much, because of Crime Watch.
Yeah.
Mm. And the funny thing is, that's like the sort of reformatted, redone, iterated upon Crime Watch that is lighter than the previous Crime Watch as well.
Yeah, the previous Crime Watch was like, hey, you want over like 800 people in the system? Good fucking luck.
Hey, do you want to shoot somebody else?
In an
Nice
hour,
try.
maybe.
Well,
What
I'm
is
just,
shooting
I'm just
people?
saying, like, Poshman was meant to be kind of like the small gang haven, and you've got, a 1,400 player fight going on.
It was meant to be. I don't even think it was meant to be.
Let's not overreach by saying that there was ever a cohesive idea of what Potchman should be.
Yeah,
Oh no, I
Poshman-
agree. They made it and had no idea what they were doing with it. But shocking.
Beyond, it's going to be a new region made out of old systems. That is
Like the
basically
whole
it.
the whole it should be the small gang place is entirely something that the
And
inhabitants of Potch made up to basically say, so everybody else stay out because we're already here.
And it just seemed like it was like, it's going to be a region made out of made out of systems that already exist. Because
Mhm.
because it's trig, it's going to have to be set in a triangular shape of some way, shape, like going to be represented in some way, shape, or form in a triangular shape. Because there's 3 clades
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
Like
3
there's going to be
clades.
three different kind of like region areas of it, and that's basically almost pretty much all of the thought that was put into it. It
Yep,
seems
and then
anyway.
it was dropped like a hot potato.
And then, yeah,
Oh yeah,
Like
and then
literally every other idea CCP
but hey,
ever had.
it had more thought put into it than
CCP has corporate ADHD.
it had more. Granted, it had more thought put into it than the Edencom systems that were left.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That was a fucking travesty right there.
No,
But-
again though, but CCP literally suffers from fucking corporate ADHD.
Here, we're going to do this major year-long event. The entire freaking marketing around it is choose your side. By the way, if you chose one of these 2 sides, congratulations, you get nothing. What?
Yeah. Totally
Brenda
nothing for
speaking
your
from his
efforts.
inner Electus Vitari.
Dude,
No.
I flew with Edencom.
I know you did. I know. I didn't even fly with anyone. I didn't get involved in Potch till dealing with dumb fuck, otherwise known as fucking Maldavius.
I sat on the sidelines of popcorn. That's what I did.
Yep.
There you go.
Pretty much.
Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to Commissar 0617, 16 months, tier 1
Ooh.
sub.
Thank you very much.
Damn.
You can sub for free with your Bezos butt sub.
With your OnlyFans. What?
Your OnlyFans.
Talking about subs,
Is there-
there are
A
some
German talking about subs. Oh god.
Yeah, German talking about subs, and we were just talking about
Next
OnlyFans.
video,
So is this your
Ramstein video is
announcement?
gonna start. Yeah, fucking a Ramstein video is gonna start playing in the background.
Please.
This going.
As I learned, Jeff Dunham
apologize for
says,
that.
"Boom chicka
I
wow
apologize
wow."
for that, Sof.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Anyway, you were saying, Sof.
Look,
there
guys,
is a
you need to
sale.
stop giving Solf a hard time about stuff like that. After all, right now Germany is doing everything they can to avoid sending tanks east in Europe. I mean,
Spicy.
so let's give them all credit. Let's give them all credit for having learned their lesson.
But by the way,
Growth is good.
When I went like this on stream, right, it scared the hell out of the guinea pigs in the room above me.
Aww.
They immediately ran. They're all hiding under their little carpet because we all have cams on them. We can watch them all the time.
Yeah.
So they
Only
ran.
pigs.
Yeah, you know what? I think my guinea pigs probably need an OnlyFans, right?
Well, I mean, before you start, like, putting guinea pigs in like tight costumes and stuff like that, what was Soth going to say?
Yeah,
Right.
sorry, son.
If you've been wondering why Plex prices are exploding right now, it's because CCP put another sale on Plexing your account. And
I wonder why they
some
did
of
that.
these are really like CCP is getting down on their knees begging you to sub your account. Like 45% off a 24-month Plex. Like,
Jesus.
Good lord.
wow. Yeah, also multi-character training. When
They're
when did they reduce the base cost of MCT?
I don't know, but they're really looking to clear some of that deferred revenue off the books, ain't they?
Yeah.
Dude, seriously so. Christ.
So yeah, 3 months is 20% off, 6 30%, 12 40%, and 24 is 45% off. And that is also why, Eric, and this is where you do your live thing and get the chart up.
Yeah, I gotta, hold on. Give me a minute here, folks. Wasn't prepared. Wasn't prepared.
He sprung this on us, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You didn't see where I was going with this?
He was not prepared.
He was blissfully unaware.
Also, props to Siberian Squad for their 3 months of actually forming dudes till they go AFK again.
Yay.
High speed
There we
as
go.
fuck.
So, as you can see, line goes up.
Mm.
Line goes up.
Which, it shouldn't.
There's not even a spike in sales.
No, that's the weird thing, right? Like, if you look at like end of September, the price spikes up because the demand spikes up. But this time, the demand kind of stays the same.
Yeah, there's not little.
I mean, there's only so many 24 months that people can pay in advance before they go, you know what? I'm probably going to wait a little while before I get another 24 months.
Do I really need to subscribe through 2030?
Mm.
All right,
Right.
Norman, calm down.
Do I really need to subscribe?
Will I even be alive through 2030?
I think that might be
Well,
the question.
And we're back at will Germany send tanks east?
I mean, Mike, it really, in some ways, it's really sad that you're the one asking that question. I mean, you're what now, 19 maybe?
Yeah, I'm also in the military, so it's a valid question.
I mean, the fact that you are in the military makes it a valid question, but at the same time, that's just weird hearing a child ask that.
I mean, also not to sound like this, but like I'm more likely to die at my own hands or by or domestic than I am by the enemy right now. So
There is
Well,
one thing to
autoerotic
worry
asphyxiation's a terrible way to go, Mike.
I literally watched someone get pushed down a flight of stairs the other day. Fucking weird.
And you feel terrible for doing it.
I didn't do shit. I was sitting there chilling with my vape in my hand, like, what the fuck? And I saw the cops. So I walked away.
I didn't do shit. I didn't help him. I didn't even call the ambulance. I checked to make sure he was alright. I didn't do shit.
He had like 7 friends with him. He was fine. No need for me to get involved.
All I did was videotape it and put it up on TikTok. That's all it
No,
did.
that would have been perfect for World Star, not TikTok.
Are you even allowed to use TikTok now?
Yeah, I don't think he's not to. Don't think he's allowed to.
No, you're not allowed to. No, so it's command specific now. So like your command makes the decision if you're allowed to.
You can, but you have to. You can't be using the bases or the sort of like the bases infrastructure, like the Wi-Fi. And
You
stuff.
can't. Yeah, you can't use it on a government computer. Which you can't use shit on a government computer, like as it is, right? But it's also command discretion.
Phone, yeah, but if it's on your personal phone, like as long as you're using like like mobile data, like SIM data, that kind of thing, then I imagine you probably can. It's just
Yes, you
you
can.
can't
It's
have it
command.
going through. You can't have it going through their infrastructure's Wi-Fi.
It's at command discretion with if you can post well
okay.
in uniform at all as well too. But if you ever look on anyone in the military's TikTok, it says this is not endorsed by the U.S. military. That's why. So their command doesn't get salty. So
Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess.
But I want to point out one thing. EVE servers are situated in the UK, so
Get fucked.
who knows? Maybe the EVE servers will go sentient and immediately go on strike.
It could well do, in actual fact. It is entirely possible. Especially with ChatGPT, like doing the rounds.
also, if there's any goons who or anyone, there's a Boston Eve meet today. I don't think I'll be making it certainly just because of the distance for me. But there is one in Salem today, so a bit more. So if anyone needs the link, say something in chat. See it. Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know
Dawn,
if you
okay.
guys saw, but EVE is now also celebrating the what's it called again?
24th birthday?
Lunar year.
The Lunar New Year, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lunar
Oh
New
god.
Year, that way around. And at the same time, they put out a post saying how they are restricting Chinese player from accessing the game.
There's been a lot of really interesting Chinese-based sort of like shenanigans going on this week. It's kind of hilarious.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's. I think it's as you said, hilarious when you follow up a post saying, "Hey, we improved Chinese localization with we restricted Chinese players accessing the game."
Yeah.
Sophie you got it the wrong way round, I think.
It's a wild bar ghost.
It was they restricted it and then they went, we're
Yeah.
celebrating Chinese
Yeah.
and all that jazz.
It was
And,
like slap them
simplify
round the
Chinese
face and then
to
go,
be like-
but we love you.
Yeah.
Like,
It is
I mean,
literally like battered wife syndrome.
I mean, on the serious side, okay, yes, but they're not mutually exclusive, right? But it's still just funny to see 2 days in a row.
Optically, it doesn't look great.
No.
But there's been some other interesting kind of stuff with NetEase as well that's been going on this week.
I mean, do things look different, like in another way than optically?
I mean, whether it sounds bad or
Fuck
not.
you, sir.
Well, but then it doesn't look
Good.
that way. It sounds that way, you know.
Leaving semantics aside, so one of the other kind of weird things that happened, and I was wondering whether we were going to get to this or whether it have to be like, you know, one of my like final, like, you know, last things, whatever. One last thing sort of thing, but it's not. So, you know, because we've got a while to talk about it. But apparently, apparently World of Warcraft is not having a great time in China right now.
No,
You
something.
hear about this?
Definitely not. No.
So apparently the you know the it's NetEase who kind of who are running the servers for World of Warcraft and running the sort of like updates and all that kind of stuff for the Chinese population for World of Warcraft, but they are having a bit of a scuffle with what's their face? Blizzard, right?
Yes, something's going on. I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
So
But then on the other side, Tencent just announced a new game that awfully looks like WoW.
So that's the thing. They kind of want to sort of be able to be a little freer with like the IP that that they're using for World of Warcraft apparently, and Blizzard are essentially basically saying no, it's our IP. You can't just go and do it. But I mean, it's I've you know what I kind of feel like you dance with the devil, then expect shit to happen like this. Because like the reason why a lot of like Western games companies, sort of got into bed with NetEase and with Tencent and stuff like that is because prior to this, those companies got a reputation for literally just stealing IP, like literally just stealing Western game IPs and creating their own version of it, and then basically selling it to the Chinese audience and making an absolute bank out of it. And obviously, because it's in Chinese territory, you can't exactly pull them up for copyright infringement because China just literally laughs in your face. So the idea is that they got into bed with with Tencent and with NetEase to offer like licensing to be able to use them correctly, in some way, shape, or form share the profits, but also share the sort of like the sort of like the hard work of putting it together and doing all the kind of all the work to make it a legit product, right? But obviously now NetEase specifically is wanting to use that IP a lot more in a lot more freer way, like they used to, with just like taking it and doing whatever they want with it, right? And obviously Blizzard kind of like are like, no, it's our IP. We want you to use it the way that we want you to use it, sort of thing. And they are just gone fucking spare about it. Like they have literally called like Blizzard, like quote unquote, a sissy bitch. They have.
Is that the term they've actually used?
I think that was the term when it was translated to be saying, but essentially it was like I can't remember like the full length kind of term as to what it was.
But basically, the translatory equivalent.
Oh yeah, the translatory equivalent of a sissy bitch.
But
essentially, they have trashed like the staff, the staff at NetEase who were in charge of World of Warcraft and Blizzard stuff in China, have literally trashed their entire offices, right? And you know how Blizzard have like big statues of their IP of like various different like well-known characters and stuff like that, and they have the same thing in China, like in that area, in the sort of the Blizzard sort of China headquarter places. They have literally live streamed themselves tearing him down and burning all of them.
Wow.
It's fucking nuts. And by the way, the reason the kind of the lovely sort of like connection to Eve Online and CCP is guess who runs Eve's and CCP stuff in China?
I wonder who.
Right?
So I'm looking at this trailer for Terrasland. That's the MMO that Tencent's doing that everyone's saying is a WoW ripoff. And I can see where like some of the architecture and some of the
Hey, gotta go, guys. Have a good day.
See ya.
Have fun,
Have a good
Don.
one.
Take care.
Bye.
Like I can see where some of the architecture and some of the zones and some of the way they've got things set up can be looked at as a WoW ripoff, but like there's enough different here that I gotta say I think this is in the you can't copyright a concept thing.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanted to rip it off, you would know.
Yeah.
When it's ripped off, because like they're brazen about it. Like when they rip stuff
Yeah,
off,
exactly.
very, very like they don't care
Like
about
they'd be calling it like Land of Battlecraft or Land of Battle Skill. I mean,
yeah,
they just would not give a shit.
Oh no, it'd just be Planet of Warcraft.
There you go.
I think they have Warcraft.
Planet of Battlecraft.
Yeah, Planet of Battlecraft. That's better.
You know, there's a mention in
It was-
chat. Is Matani returning in Eve? I have no idea.
I don't think he is. Like, the thing
No.
is, right? It just because he makes an appearance on, on Rampaging does not mean that he's returning to Eve. Like,
No.
he's just.
However,
he came around and just wanted to have a chat with some friends, like
Hanging
on the
out,
street,
drinking
that's
with
it.
some friends. That's
however,
That's it.
the
That's
big
all it is.
reveal is today on the Meta Show at 4:00 U.S. Eastern, which is in
that
2
the Meta
hours.
Show is turning into a Star Citizen show. No,
No.
I'm kidding.
There is a new co-host with Brisk. I have no idea who it
Yeah.
is. Wild
Is it,
speculation.
Yeah,
I
Actually-
wonder if it's someone called, I don't know, the Gitani, and he looks suspiciously like the Matani.
It's cool. No,
No,
it's Miss
no.
Matani. I think.
I will.
Like,
I will.
You know, if we're gonna go with like is the same but not quite the same sort of thing, then clearly we have to go down the Miss Matani route, and then
No.
child of Matani.
Is there a Miss
route, and
Matani?
Matani's
way,
wife.
By the way,
Matani's
no.
wife.
The truth
yeah, exactly.
is,
There you go. Right.
my
The Miss Tawny.
The Miss Tani.
my guinea pigs will be co-hosting with Brisk today. That is.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler. They're the new co-host.
Mm-hmm.
They make a
By
lot
the
of
way,
noise.
if you weren't getting the reference was GigX. Just so you know.
Does Matani still have fish? I don't even know.
Believe he's got some.
Unless they're all dead, then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
it
Unless
could
they
be.
ripped one another's faces off. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. You don't know if this is actually beer. All you know is it's a red Solo cup.
Yeah.
Mm.
It contains cider.
It contains
Also
Schrodinger's
known
fluid.
as
You
apple
don't know
juice.
what it is.
It tastes
are
so
you
good on
saying-
the lips. It tastes so good when it hits the lips.
It both is and isn't in the cup.
Sorry, what was that sauce?
Are you saying cats ate their faces?
Yes.
Does Dewey know more?
What?
Does Dewey know more?
I don't know.
I don't think he hits the reference.
I don't think he does.
Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not
didn't
alone.
watch
I would
Malcolm
like
in
to
the
be
Middle?
included in the
You're
reference.
God,
but
no.
I don't know. I know it's a reference of some form.
You are not.
No.
Wow, you had
No.
a sad childhood. No,
I did.
although at your age it's more like a sad, like late teens.
Sad late teens.
Dude,
No,
Horrendous.
Dude.
Okay.
Malcolm in the Middle
Horrendous
premiered
is-
on January 9th, 2000. Okay?
Did you?
Okay.
My
That's
wife
6
liked
months
that.
after I graduated high school.
I was gonna say.
I
something
was
like
not at
Crisis,
home
like-
at night to be watching sitcoms. I was
was
out
being an
being
angsty-
drunk.
Yeah, he was out being an
Hold on.
angsty
Fair enough.
teenager.
Well,
What
you
year
should
did you
definitely
graduate high
watch it
school?
then.
89.
89. Okay, so
Oh yeah, so it's
you
not
and I
even
are pretty
6 months.
close.
It's a decade later. I was definitely out being drunk.
I thought you were much younger than that. So yeah, that's interesting.
No, I
You've
just
seen him. He looks
I
like
just turned
everyone's
51.
drunk uncle.
Okay. Well,
Also,
haven't seen you before, right? I thought you were much younger, so just a little.
Yeah,
compliment.
no.
So the moisturizing that you're doing, that it works. It's working.
I do have a quick PSA.
Okay.
Whoever's fucking nephew's an MP with my unit, who are you? I know it's a fucking goon. I found out it's a goon. I don't know which fucking goon it is.
Ooh.
There's a lot
What's
of
their
games.
name?
Apparently, there's a goon who is sorry, not nephew, his grandson is a fucking MP at my unit.
Well, I know it's not me then.
Not me.
Well, yeah, because obviously I've had kids that you know about. So,
Right.
Ernest, how many bastard children do you have?
None that I know about.
Yet.
Operative word being that you know about.
That I know
Look,
about.
I'm willing. I'm always willing to allow for mishap.
Always.
In case one of them become rich.
Well, if they become, if one of them becomes rich and they let me find out about it, that's their mishap.
Isn't
That
that
is
a,
fair.
Isn't that a movie?
There's a couple movies
I'm your
that.
daddy or something like that.
Who's your dad?
No, it is like that. Let me look.
I don't fucking
Well,
remember.
I mean, it could be newbie.
I don't.
Yep.
I mean, it really could be newbie, huh? Yeah, he said he was like, he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I said Goose when he was, I'm pretty sure that's the group he's a part of. I'm like, oh Jesus. So maybe I'll find out when I get back. I'll ask him again if he asked his grandfather, because I'm curious who it is. I'm wondering if it really is a Goon.
Yeah. I don't think.
If it's fucking newbie though, Jesus
No,
Christ.
I think Newbie has a daughter, not a son.
Yeah, but it's a grandchild.
It's a grandson.
Yeah, they didn't have kids that old, I don't think. Although I will tell all of you, Newbie does have like the coolest fucking license plate. He's got like a custom license plate. I can't tell you what it is because it's a license plate, but yeah.
Well, it's not like we know what state he's in.
That might have something to do with, being grumpy. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it says, but yeah, grumpy's part of it. It's funny as hell. It is one of the cooler license plates around. Is he back in Eve yet, or is he, just still not being Eve?
No
He's
idea.
still retired. I saw Gennel on the like that was woo. And Hippo, like
Okay.
there's some old people I have seen return. I mean, I'm not old, but I was
That
gone.
reminds me, I wanted to ask
I'm
Dylan
back.
about that. Oh, let's go later.
But like you have people like even like me, I just took a break and not coming back. Obviously, that's just because I actually have time now. So
yeah. I do want to say one thing to the Matani. Fish are cool. I've had fish. Guinea pigs are cool there. They are.
what's
By the way, after
red pandas are cooler than that.
After like I'm over here, I can look over right at the one thing, and they're getting they're getting their cage cleaned out this morning, right? And of course they always at this point in time they find their cage being cleaned interesting rather than scary, right? And so they'll like get in the kid's way while they're trying to clean it. You're like, I know you want to go there. I know you want to go there, but I'm just going to run under there because I can't, because I'm not afraid of what you're doing. So it is kind of funny. So two of them must be hiding up top, and one, Teddy, he's like, as soon as you move something, I'm going to stand on top of it so you can't move it again.
Cleaning up after little poop machines, huh?
Oh, that's all they are, man. They eat and they poop.
Yep.
And
do they all small things, all small living things.
Yeah, they're to the point where they kind of they know us so well at this point. They're like, we're coming up to the cage. We're gonna stand up and climb up the cage as high as we can get, and you need to feed us. Hand me something to eat at all times.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, at all times. So like, they whoop and holler, like, feed us.
Oh yeah, another Eve news.
Yes,
AKC almost 7 supers yesterday, and the only super that died happened to be a former Goon FC by the name of Vex T Snipe. He lost his fucking health. I found that fucking hilarious. I look over and I just see Vex's ult's the one that died. I was like, not surprised. I wanted to see Lowland's fit, Lowland Dragon, and then we're dropping, and they got Jubated. So they were very close to losing 7 supers. Like it was a ballsy play, and they maybe flew a little bit too close to the sun. So Vex did lose his hyper super. At least it wasn't his hyper rag. But
I mean,
oh yeah, and
you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
yeah, and like it's funny it's funny watching like Goon FCs and shit like move to other groups and like.
Did you just dox his alts?
What? That his alt is Seymour? I'm pretty sure that was common fucking knowledge. If it wasn't,
Well, it is
shit.
now.
It wasn't, now it is.
I don't think there's enough people watching to make
I
it.
just love that one. I just love that one. Was the yes? I'm going to speak entirely in terms of Vex's alt. Did you dox his alt? What you mean? Now I will actually name the alt. I thought people knew.
Yeah,
Well, if you didn't, then
it was pretty obvious who it was.
We need a censor.
It's like,
we need a delay. We need a 7-second delay.
oh no, I doxed it. Well, currently a hired mercenary's fucking super. Oh no, anyways, it's not like he's in fucking goons anymore. It's like everyone knows Ulterior. It's like, I don't give a shit. They're not goons anymore. Not my problem.
By the way, I want a new Eve skin for all ships that works, and it says in big letters on the side, it puts the lotion on its skin, and it does this when it's told. Just like Commander Starscream just put in the chat. I think we need that skin. That would be the coolest skin ever. Okay, sorry. Apologize. Bye, guns.
Okay.
So, what else we got to talk about today? I mean, we got
I
49
saw
minutes.
something. I saw something like amazing.
What?
That I have been when I was
Lucas,
playing, when I have been playing Eve, I always thought was completely ludicrously dumb and ridiculous, and why was this not a thing? But apparently, in the new overview, angular velocity is actually done in degrees per second rather than in rads.
okay,
Actually, in degrees per second now.
that is an improvement.
Yeah, because before it used to say angular velocity and then degrees per second, but then it wasn't in degrees per second. It was actually like
It was in
and
radians.
it was always
Yeah.
really kind of confusing because when you actually looked at the info of guns and the tracking speed, it was done in degrees per second, not in rads. So it was like you couldn't take one and the other and look at it like and be like, okay, well, this guy is not under my guns. I can hit him fairly well. Or you could, like, if you're looking at like your your ability to hit somebody and look at the two numbers and be like, okay, that's definitely why I'm not hitting.
Yeah.
It was very much along the lines of it used to be so convoluted and weird, and now thankfully CCP has actually changed it to be degrees per second.
Yeah, but it's still not quite right because they fucked with everything else. So it's still another random number that you can't quite get anymore.
Wait, what?
Because what they did on turrets themselves, you still can't calculate stuff quite right.
Why? What? Oh, for fuck's sake!
My brain
Because
hurts.
turrets have tracking values, not degrees per second that they can do anymore.
Because they've got fucking weird ass, like, oh god, they have.
Yep.
So we went
They
from
have
having
abstract tracking
radians a
values
second
now.
and radians a second to abstract
they used to
values
have-
on both, and now
No,
we've
they
gone
used
to
have
degrees a
radians, and then
second.
they used to have degrees.
Yeah, that's
they
what
used
I
to
said.
have radians and then degrees a second. And then they had.
Okay.
Then they went to tracking and radian, and now they have degrees per second and tracking numbers. Like,
Yeah,
In other news, there's currently a fight between
Oh.
FRT and Snuff going on. So that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. FRT dropped the caps on Snuff. So, preparing to watch an any Kiki fleet appear out of nowhere and start killing caps, honestly. But, yeah, they're really... I was going to say, Eve News this week has been interesting. Like...
There was
You
a
have-
post showing the size and scale of battleships, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The only other like interesting one that I have is the at least from my perspective, is the whole fucking fact that like we couldn't get Civ Squad to form shit, and now they have Norris stomping on their fucking neck, and now they're forming 100 dudes for towers. I want to see how long that lasts. I know it sounds really dickish, but I really want to see how long that lasts before they go back to going complete fucking AFK.
Like, you
Like-
went garbled like fucking crazy, for me at least. Like, I didn't really quite understand all of that.
Oh, sorry. So while Civ Squad was in the Imperium, getting them to form decent numbers was a pain in the ass. and getting them to actually show up was even worse. And now they're forming like 112 dudes. So I'm wondering how long this is going to last. Has been my internal thought is how long will So Squad continue to form decent numbers before they go back to AFK cropping?
Right, I see.
Like,
Who
I don't know.
fucking
It's very
knows?
interesting. I mean, I'm not like again. I will not bash Hanzo's FC because Hanzo's a damn good FC, but I will say like getting Sub Squad at timers was a pain of a dick. So they did do they did the meme today of using a phenotype with TFIs though. So what? So what?
TFIs have a rocky history in Goons.
TFIs are fine. So what's it called? So is there a real war going again? Okay, so there's a real war that's basically just turning into the tribute war from a couple years ago.
War. It's just a
It's
meme war.
it's literally no, it's tribute. It's tribute
well,
round
yeah.
2, McLeod. Do you remember like when we just rolled through tribute? That's what's happening.
Yeah, it was a glassing, basically. Yeah,
yeah it's just it's like glassing. I wouldn't even call it a war because fire has no way of resisting it. Yeah. Like I literally saw screenshots of people solo reffing shit in supers today. Like fucking what? Like Horde dude just sitting there with their supers just solo reffing.
All it seems is all the defense that it seems as though like Fire are doing are basically like trying to meme it as though, you know, this war is meant to be a war to allow small groups to you know to flourish, yet they're shooting small small alliances. But it's like, yeah, but it's not a case of like it's individual small alliances. You're all in a big fucking coalition called Fire that have been an absolute bane of the fucking game for like a few years now. So you guys need to get fucking, you know, you guys, you know, you have some hurt coming to you.
Yeah. I mean, if they were one region for all of them, I'd feel a bit more sympathy, right?
Yeah, it's like,
but as they are,
I mean, I'll be happy to see if it actually turns out how like, oh yeah, it's going to become a little small, you know, for new alliances, or if it's just going to turn into overcrowded space. We'll see. Again, like we'll see. I am not optimistic. That's just me being me. Like, I mean,
although we're being a bit pedantic here, but like, you know, this was one of my sort of one of my favorite ones from Reddit. Although technically Fire isn't a single alliance, it's you know.
Yeah, they control all that space and do fuck all of it. And then, like,
yeah,
have people like Jeremy and Adar in their leadership. So, and Constantine. So,
I'm sure. I have this faint feeling that maybe this particular topic might come up on the meta show.
I have the faintest feeling that's probably correct, you know. But you know, I don't know anything about anything anymore. I am a retired FC. I am actually really bad at this game, so don't take anything I say as gospel.
And I wonder how many different sort of like talking points Risk is gonna steal from us for the meta show.
I mean, we bring up like random shit, but again, at the end of the day, it's
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like me rambling about things, y'all talking about food, then randomness. That's what this show is just randomness and
yeah. It's just us, like, you know, just rambling about like our week, this, and what we liked, what we didn't like, what got to us, what didn't get to us, like, you know,
how much coke we did.
Stuff we literally laughed about from the sidelines. You know, it's all good. Like, you know, I have literally zero skin in the game in terms of World of Warcraft, so I'm just literally sitting on the sidelines.
WoW was the first MMO though.
Watching that shit happen, and yes, I fully agree with you, Sadist Mark II.
I am not Sadist Mark II. I'm only preaching the Lord's gospel preached by original Sadists.
That is okay, fair.
That's even worse. Like, it'd be one thing to be a bad parody of Sadist. It's another thing entirely to just be aping him and repeating what he says without being a parody of Sadist.
Unless he was here and you're getting in on the joke.
I'm not really sure Mike's capable of getting in on the joke. I mean, he did join the army.
Yeah. Are they even allowed to joke in the military?
Yeah,
Oh, the military is allowed to joke. I'm just not sure the army can understand them.
We're just art. Usually,
True.
military humor just ends up being really dark, like most of the time. Like,
Also, I saw some fun AI propaganda or AI created propaganda.
oh my god, the AI
Dude,
propaganda is so
Mike.
was
good.
amazing. The unit one was awesome.
Yes,
Mike, I know at least one person who got into trouble with their corp in Eve because they were making military jokes and it was too dark for Eve.
Oh no, it's
damn.
I have to watch myself in columns. Like it's bad. Like I also have to
Like
censor
they
myself.
were riffing on ye old napalm sticks to children.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god. Okay, that might be a bit too dark. Jesus.
So
Stick though.
Fuck life.
Sorry.
Oh fucking red lines in chat. Oh boy.
so someone just asked a
This is
question.
No, we don't
Why-
endorse war crimes.
Why is everyone so angry at Fire and attacking them?
Because Constantine, it's like half of it's actual just because of their leader.
No,
Half of it
no.
is fuck Constantine. That's
Half of
half of
it's-
it.
Half
It
of it's
has
because of their
nothing-
leader. Half of it's also down to like the way that they've conducted themselves with their friend, with what they, their quote unquote allies.
It's no. You're both wrong.
Okay,
It's
what
just
is it though?
It's just
A
that they
wise
are
one.
small enough to not pose a problem for everyone else, and big enough that they will actually form up to get dumpstered.
Debatable.
I mean,
They barely form as it is.
That they do have that going for them as well. So there is that. But like, I mean, there was a there. I mean, not to say that I was perusing Reddit before the show.
Why would you
You were perusing Reddit.
I was perusing Reddit before the show to figure out what the fuck was going on in Eve, and I came across a few things. Yes.
Yes, good sir.
It was just a bunch of
Sorry,
things
I was
from.
talking.
Well,
sorry.
it was a case of like,
Sorry.
well, what's Goblin's sort of side of things like for this particular war, and there's a bunch of there's a bunch of screen grabs or grabs from a phone regarding all the fucking announced. Well, it looks like it was a ping/announcement thing from Goblins about like various different aspects of this and why they're going to war. And yeah, it's very much a case of like, yeah, Constantine and Fire's sort of conduct is definitely not becoming of a a respected and trusted ally. Let's put it that way.
That's coming from Goblins.
And that's coming from Goblins as well. Like basically, Constantine and co were, on multiple occasions, causing Goblins to look like a fucking idiot, and
I
and
mean,
he's had
wow,
enough.
that's hard.
He's had enough of it. And although that's not exactly difficult to do, he didn't need the additional, right? So, yeah. So, I mean, in initiative, we have our own reasons specifically for going against them. But we'll see what we see. What comes
in
what
initiative,
comes from
it boils down to they are small enough.
Well, I mean, no. In initiative, it comes down to stop using stop using IRL war rhetoric against in your Eve propaganda. Especially when you're talking about an alliance that has a bunch of Ukrainians in them. Simple as.
Yeah.
You want people to not be angry at you, like legitimately really fucking angry at you. Don't use IRL stuff about like war where people are actually dying in your rhetoric when you're talking about Eve.
Not even
that's
just
fair.
that,
I mean,
but just the pure invoking of who it was.
Yeah.
Right. It's not even the war thing, it's what that regime did to those people.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about now? Which who?
Shall I just say it all aloud? Because I was trying to skirt around it.
You might as well.
Flood.
Oh, I just came back.
Basically, Constantine invoked Stalin
I mean,
in his war against Horden in it.
That's not just the stuff that he's been saying. Like that
No.
is definitely one of the things. But like prior to recently, like he's done a bunch of other stuff like before. That's and said a bunch. And just in general, Fire is kind of like used very anti-Ukrainian rhetoric as well. So,
I'm gonna refrain from the comment I was gonna make. I'm gonna
We can't have that. That needs to be
Yeah,
right
it's
for me.
yeah, and it's
Said the host with the Ukrainian wife, right?
But yes, like there's a lot of history there.
Food talk? Redline wants food talk.
Yeah, I mean it's probably safer for us to go to that.
It probably is
Food talk.
Food talk.
Oh, hey, you know what? Redline.
I mean,
I'll give it to you.
He also said the more we talk about food, the less likely the meta show is gonna be on, and the meta show will definitely be on today. So, I mean,
Well,
we can
how much we talk about food?
If we're going to transition smoothly from talking about Fire to talking about food, then Fire's definitely done a bunch of macaroni art for propaganda, so we can talk about.
You mentioned pasta. I'm gonna go right to food here. Okay.
Yeah, pasta. Straight to pasta.
So
how about that? Let's go with that.
One of the bartenders at one of our favorite bars from long, long ago. Don't know what he does now, but he's a Facebook friend. He just posted stuffed shell tacos. You use, the big shells. You do stuffed shells for, pasta, right? Stuff them with taco stuff. I want that next week. I just sent it to my wife. I'm like, this needs to be on the documentary for next week. All right, there, red line. There you go.
See how the fuck that is constructed, because I don't quite understand it. Anyway, sorry.
Let me see if I can
what
go grab it and throw it in staff chat.
What was that, Seth?
There is an Italian dish. That's literally that.
What, macaroni?
I heard an anecdote of somebody asking a friend to go and get them some gnocchi from the supermarket, and apparently they couldn't find it, but they were going around asking members of staff if they had any gnocchi.
Thanks.
This is why
gnocchi is one of my daughter's favorite pastas.
I'm gonna butcher this, but they're called manicotti.
Manicotti.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even Italian.
I haven't heard of it, so like that's the thing. What is it? Is it just another random pasta shape?
It is a giant pasta that's
manicotti. I need to Google this.
Yeah, you need to Google
stuffed
this.
Manicotti.
Yep, and
it's really good. For some sauce. So
it's like slightly larger cannelloni.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those things. Funny enough, it's a dish the army loves to serve, and it was like whenever we got that shit in training, it was like fucking heaven. Like that shit tastes so good.
That's so funny. And manicotti is literally little sleeves.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, you gotta start using true Italian names for some of this pasta, like sewer pipes.
Hair gel, sewer pipes, John Travolta.
By the way, I
not one to call bullshit, but Americans saying like, oh, you should use telling the other people, you should use like the original names of things. I don't know. That makes me say like cool bullshit.
Aluminium.
Aluminum, bitch.
Aluminum is the original name, bitch.
Coriander.
What is?
Aluminum.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Yes, it
it
is.
is.
EFC.
Courgettes,
The
maybe.
dude who first discovered the element named it aluminum, and then one of his fucking students recorded it as aluminium.
Hey, if
You see,
we're
I've
going
always
to
heard a
gang talk,
different story, that it was the
see-
other way
see,
around,
but
Nope.
if we
and
are
I
arguing
got
that
dropped
way-
in newspapers going across the Atlantic.
Yeah, but if
Nope.
we're talking,
It was
if
it
we are
was
arguing
also a
that way-
standardization of like elemental.
It might have been a
names.
standardization, but the original was still aluminum.
If we are arguing that way, then it is also GIF because the creator said it's pronounced GIF.
It's Yef.
I'm fine.
No,
I'm
no.
fine with
Like, I swear to God, I'm sorry.
I'm fine with using GIF. I prefer Skippy, but you know, peanut butter's peanut butter.
Jesus Christ.
Are you sure it's not GIF?
That's
Is
that'd be
that
peanut
what
butter.
Is that what German furries say?
I think we should take Bard's sort of suggestion and all call it Yif from now on, just to screw with people.
Oh God, what have I done?
Cocaine.
Well, apparently you've convinced Mac to suggest becoming furries.
No, just to annoy
I don't
and
know if
confuse
he
people.
got that reference. That's the best bit.
I know exactly what the reference is. You seem to forget that like I've hung around
Enough
Caleb
people
for
to
long
know.
enough. Caleb for long enough.
Caleb. Oh, you're pinning it on Caleb here.
I
So
pin
blame-
most.
okay, so wait,
I
hold
pin
up.
most
Blame Caleb
weird
for everything?
sexual
I'm
things
down
on
with blaming
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yes.
I'm down
He's
with
not able
blaming
to
Caleb.
defend himself, though.
Wait,
He can appear when he wants
He
to.
needs to get involved. Let's just put it
don't
that
we
way.
usually blame Dirk for everything, though?
Yeah, but he's also not here
Generally,
to defend
yes.
himself.
Is that a problem?
I would normally blame it on him if he was here. Simple as.
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it is. Get used to it. You know.
So yeah, if anyone got a good recipe for cannelloni or the other
Greens.
things that name I already forgot,
Like spinach and ricotta
Okay.
is the usual, right?
yeah.
You
but
want
also
good
for the sauce.
recipes for all these pastas, you just go to JidaDeLaurentis.com.
Yeah, but the problem is when you give me American recipes, that they are calling for stuff that you can't get in Europe.
I'm pretty sure she cooks with stuff from Europe.
I mean, if you can't get it from Europe, is it really an Italian recipe?
I mean, give me a link, Eric.
Like honestly,
Now, let me look.
like think about it. Think about it for a second. If you can't get the ingredients in Europe, how is it Italian?
I'm just gonna. Well,
Because
tomatoes.
it's America, we bastardize
Tomatoes.
everything.
Tomatoes are not native to
I.e., not
Europe.
Italian.
Tomatoes are not native to Europe.
So are potatoes. So yeah.
Well, they may be not native to Europe if you go all the way back, but neither are Americans are native to America. So if you want to go down that particular route,
I mean, I'm not.
Wait.
Well, yeah, but that can be said of
Exactly.
Europeans too, Eric.
exactly.
Wait.
How far
Eric.
back do you want to go when you're talking about like your origins and native, and all that stuff? Like,
We all come from Mesopotamia.
So Eric, I just want to point out this website on the first look looks exactly like that fucking design website we looked at earlier.
Look, mm-hmm.
is it, or does she just look really good doing them?
See, it's
Can it not be
it's
both?
it's basically impossible finding a good Italian restaurant here, so I have to resort to cooking myself.
In Germany.
Well, it's not the whole of Germany, but the northern part of Germany doesn't really have any good Italian restaurants.
Blame Mussolini.
That's true. And in southern Italy, you'd have a hard time finding a good German restaurant.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, we definitely want dinner.
So why exactly are we stuck on food again?
Because we weren't allowed to talk about other things. Because we weren't allowed to talk about other things, apparently.
Cannelloni.
Large
This
pasta
is because
dishes.
Eve players can't handle True Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to handle that since GOTG died.
Hey, come on. Food is always
It's fair.
It wasn't to be fair. They did call themselves Deadco, so you know.
There's no
That's on
recipe.
them.
Their names.
That is on them.
What? I
That
can't
could be
find
nice.
that. Yeah, I did.
I think it might not have been
me-
a dinner recipe specifically.
Let me use the other search function because there's apparently two on this website.
No, bechamel sauce is pretty decent, pretty
Yeah.
easy to do.
The best sauce in the world. Yeah.
But bechamel is easy. Come on. Yeah, I how do you spell cannelloni?
What was
C-A...
the one?
Oh, double L. Ah, there we go.
Okay, question, gents. Do I wear the hoodie? Do I wear the hoodie that so I bought a hoodie the other day, and
No, normally if you've purchased something like clothing wise, you should probably wear it at some point. Yes.
Yeah.
well, it's more of a meme between my friends, but also be a funny gym hoodie. It's a because we all got them. It says "Combat Medic" on the back, and it says "The louder you scream, the faster we come."
Isn't that exactly counter to what you're talking?
Got it.
Isn't it normally the people who aren't screaming that require more immediate medical assistance?
I don't know if I can comment on that, Mike. I mean, it might upset Eve players.
I muted him because I went to
Oh.
another site. You know,
Oh,
I
okay.
think for you, Sothrasil, I think you should go with the white wine and sage pork ragu. That would be some
I
shit.
mean, that does sound nice, although I'm not a big fan of white wine-based sauces.
It's not a heavy sauce. It's very light sauce.
Okay.
Very light. You can't even see it. It's so light in the picture. Let's see.
I mean, yeah.
I am a fan of the pappardelle pasta. It's pretty yummy. We have a really good Italian place just down the street, and they have an il ragu, which is pretty damn amazing. You can't eat it all; it's just so freaking huge. Spinach and pancetta stuffed shells, that'd be good. I could go for that.
Mm.
I mean, I'm telling you,
Interesting stuff on this.
I have made many of her recipes, and they're just so good. There's no way she doesn't really eat them on the show. She can't eat that much. These things are way too good.
Talking about ragu, I should definitely make rabbit again.
Mm.
Although I usually don't make it as a ragu. I usually make it in like wrapped in bacon.
Mm. By the way, I don't generally like marinara sauce, but her marinara sauce, most excellent. Very flavorful.
She does have a recipe for marinara, because that's something.
Mhm.
As I understand it, you can just buy that everywhere in the US, right?
You can buy meat sauce. You can buy any sauce in the U.S.
Yeah, but like
doesn't mean it's
marinara,
good.
especially, right? It is a sauce that you can't find anywhere here.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, yeah. Like I
This-
guarantee there are 6 jars of a very specific marinara sauce that my wife likes, and we all like. It's actually quite good in our pantry. There's at least 6 giant jars. Like restaurants around here, like you go to a restaurant and say, I'd just like a side of angel hair and marinara sauce, or angel hair and meat sauce. Just get a little side, you know?
Because I have a recipe for really nice calzones, and like they're mini calzones, and you are supposed to dip them in marinara sauce, which is hard when you can't get it anywhere.
Well, I mean, this is super simple. I bet you can find these ingredients. Do you have onions?
I have onions.
Do you have extra virgin olive oil? Because
have it
just
here,
being
no.
there's just being a virgin isn't enough. You got to be extra virgin.
Yeah, extra virgin.
Honestly,
I'll be
I've
honest,
never.
I don't particularly like olive oil.
You only use half
I
a
also-
cup.
Okay.
That's too much.
No, it's not. Trust me. Garlic, celery,
Garlic, yes, always. Celery,
peeled
yes,
and finely chopped carrots, sea salt,
carrots, yes.
and black pepper. And 2 32-ounce cans. You might need metric. I get it. Of crushed
Yes.
of crushed tomatoes.
Crushed tomatoes. We have those, yeah.
Or you could do whole tomatoes and crush them by hand if you want. Bay leaves. You got bay leaves over there in Germany?
Yes, we do.
All right. And then you have some sort of pasta. You could.
I mean, I don't need a form of pasta because I have the calzones, which,
Yeah, I know. Calzones are wonderful. So yeah, it just you just go here and you just it'll tell you how to make her. It's a really good marinara. It is excellent. That's the food section.
I'm just wondering if I can use a different oil than olive oil.
Well, olive oil just has the nice flavor to it, right?
Yeah, but I don't like the flavor.
Well, you can try it with a different oil, but
because I prefer
Just don't use
sunflower
motor
seed
oil.
Yeah. 10W30. It'd be perfect. But you don't quite need a half a cup if you go 10W30. You only need a quarter cup. Italian cooking is all about oil and wine, right? You know that, right?
I don't really.
And garlic.
Yeah, and
It's the
garlic.
layering. It's the layering of oils
so.
and oils like salt.
And garlic.
Fats and salt.
Here's a PSA. Please cook with more than just salt and pepper. Really, like put some spice in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you can probably get away with like vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sunflower oil is nice.
Okay, try it.
Yeah, you can
Like,
probably get away with that.
And then write a little letter to Gina and say, hey, extra virgin olive oil sucks. I use safflower oil and it was way better than your recipe.
Okay, so the problem with rapeseed for Stragag is that it goes off quicker than other oils, and it really doesn't taste good when it goes off.
Well, I mean, it's not the meta thing to use, right? Like I always thought that in America, the most sort of like, the most meta. What am I talking about?
All right.
The most sort of like hip thing to use is what is it? Fucking avocado oil or something stupid like that.
The fuck?
Here's one
Yeah.
ingredient you probably can't get.
I saw that. I was
Sothrasil.
like, wait, you can get that? That's fucking ridiculous.
You probably can't get grappa where you live, can you?
Grappa?
Yeah.
That's
Wine.
like wine. No, you can get grappa here.
Okay. Well, to get that, I will tell you that I just saw this. I'm gonna have to make this. The poached pear and prosciutto crostini.
Getting real prosciutto here is not easy.
Prosciutto. You gotta get the prosciutto.
Oh,
How about something out there? Have you ever had and can you get lardo?
Lardo? I mean,
Pig fat and spices left out for like a month in a marble thing with a heavy lid. Lardo. It was great on red onions.
I don't think I know.
But I am going to tell you that yes, I will have to make the. We can get prosciutto easy, like but a poached pear. I gotta find a good recipe for poached pear in red wine. There's a nice little place in Columbus, Ohio. It's a little tapas place. It has this poached pear and red wine. Wonder if she has a recipe for lardo. That would surprise me. She's a little too health conscious for lardo. Lardo's hard to get.
I had a serious fucking issue trying to find guanciale in the UK.
I mean, here's something Mac and Bart probably know. Do you know what clotted cream is?
Of course.
No, what is that?
Mac, you don't know that?
Literally made scones like the other day. Of course, I know what
Yeah, I
fucking
was
clotted
about to
cream
say,
is.
come
Christ
on.
Almighty. Yes.
It's you take some very heavy cream, as heavy as you can get it, and I think the old version is you just leave it out in the sun, isn't it?
I mean,
But the faster version is to
as
put it in the oven for a few hours.
as the ultimate sort of like a expert on this, Bard, how does it how is it made?
I don't know.
Come on,
I
you're closer to
genuinely
it
Thanks,
than all of
Bard.
us.
That really,
Really
yeah.
enlightening.
I'm also like getting my ass
Earning your
handed to
keep
me in
around here.
League at the moment.
Wait,
Well, same
wait.
shit,
Like
different
this is
day.
not your exclusive focus at the moment.
Nope.
The hell?
I am absolutely getting my ass handed to me, by the way.
What the hell?
Okay, officially it's made in a water bath,
Warming it up, I guess, instead of
warming
leaving it
up,
in the
and
sun.
then slowly cooling it down. But yeah, I've seen people make it in the oven, so
Fair.
Just evaporate like the water content from regular cream. Is
yeah.
that what you're trying to
So
say? Like,
they only have the fat left.
I mean, if that's as easy as if you can get a really good approximation to clotted cream by doing that, then I mean, fuck it. Like, it's an easier way
Yeah.
of it's a cheaper way of making clotted cream, I guess. Like, fuck it, why not?
Maybe not cheaper, but definitely easier.
Oh yeah, and at a pinch, you don't have to be like, oh well, I bought clotted cream for a particular reason. It's like, no, I can just use regular cream, but you take some of that away and make clotted cream out of it. So,
Well, I mean, you need cream with at least 32% fat. So
yeah, well,
you could just use like Danish heavy cream that has like 50%.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is it cream if it doesn't even move when you invert the entire thing? Like,
it's very viscous, yeah.
because like I imagine that's probably what would happen if you inverted it.
But it's so good.
Like, no one makes
Clotted cream just
Well,
sounds
that-
so
I mean,
unappetizing to me. Right?
I mean,
It's like blood sausage, right? Seriously.
Unus.
what about spotted
I-
dick? Like,
Spotted dick.
the,
I don't know. I
The-
mean, there might be
the
some
Brits,
girls
the
that go
Brits
for
kind
that.
of, the Brits kind of have a thing for weird names for their food.
I
You know-
I didn't fucking name it. I think the naming convention here is fucking strange, especially that. Like I feel like somebody just named it because like they were coming up with names and somebody
No,
like was
no.
like, oh no, you can't name it that, and they were like, yes, we will name it that specifically because you said not to name it like that.
That's legit.
What is spotted dick?
It's literally just a cake with like raisins.
I mean, we have a dish here called Dead Grandma. So there's
Like
that.
think.
Oh,
of
there's a
like-
shock.
Think of like a Madeira cake, but just like with additional raisins. Like I think that's what it kind of is. But that's
Okay.
basically it.
Of course, you
that's
get
it.
always just get a nice big bowl of chitlins here in the South.
Let me show you a picture of Dead Grandma. And
I
you
mean,
will
they
know
could, but
Why?
why it's called that.
why? I mean, really?
What?
Chitlins and some what is that? Collard greens.
Oh, please.
Chitlins and collard greens. It's pudding.
Collard greens aren't too bad, but
Yeah.
let's just avoid the chitlins, hey?
I do not like deep fried okra either. I don't like okra.
The fuck is okra?
You know, I mean,
It's
Campbell's
like
tried
okra, but completely different.
It's you know, it's
Well,
just
thank you for that amazing incitement.
I remember when
You're welcome.
Campbell's tried to put that in some of their beef soups. It was like, this sucks. Stop putting this stupid vegetable in there.
Mm.
I think collard greens is literally not a plant that exists in Europe.
There's probably a reason that nobody ever took it back across the ocean. I mean, tomatoes,
You can keep
you
it.
know, tomatoes, they're good, you know, they're probably poisonous, but, you know, we're going to eat them anyway. But
I
yeah,
mean-
collard greens, no, nobody needs to eat that shit.
It's weird because we love our cabbage, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we got green cabbage, we got
You
red
ferment
cabbage,
You ferment it.
Yeah, we fermented like most of them, right? We got so many of them, and so like it's weird that we don't have this one.
There's probably a reason, Saad.
Cold.
Probably, yeah.
You don't have spotted dick either.
I mean, it's related to broccoli. So
He
there's
does.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I heard.
What size shoe does he wear again? Ladies, take note. What size shoe do you wear in South Russell in US? 14? Size
US,
14?
size 14, yeah.
14 in US, ladies. South Russell. Just pointing that out. Can you hold up your hands for us? You got big hands? Okay. Check. Looks pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, big hands, big feet.
perspective
You
is the
know,
thing.
girls.
Like-
You know, girls. Ladies, 1-800 South Russell. Okay.
It grows in perspective.
44 in EU? No, 48.
48.
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah.
tall, okay? I'm 195.
By the way, the other really, really, really good Italian.
They tried to
dish
sell them for $1.99, but nobody was getting them, so they dropped
Is,
it to
Yeah,
$1.95.
4
It's
cents
true.
off.
cannoli, cannoli, boys and girls. You know,
You're talking about cannoli.
cannoli,
Cannoli.
cannoli,
I always have to ask because, like, you never know with you Americans.
cannoli. It's an Italian thing. Cannoli.
It's definitely cannoli.
Anybody who
Get an
says,
Italian in
let's
here.
take a soft cheese and dump a shit ton of sugar in it and mix it up and stuff it in a deep fried piece of something, and then put some, chocolate chips or pistachios or something on the ends. That's good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
Cannoli.
yeah.
Mm.
See, to me, that's like it seems like cannelloni is like
That's something different.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's something different, but it's kind of like looks similar. So it's like cannelloni is the savory version of cannoli, like it being, and cannoli being the sweet version.
No.
You know,
Rudolph cannoli is wonderful.
do you not even recognize the visual similarities?
Nope.
If there's cannoli on a
Fucking-
menu,
then you, I don't
we're
know,
ordering it. All right.
I'm surrounded by blind people.
If there isn't, someone's got some explaining to do.
Cannoli's not that sweet. It's not like cake.
No, I
and
know.
icing. No, Captain Pugawash.
Well,
Or
that's
Captain
probably why it
Pugwash.
went in the bin.
Oh, excellent! With a good strong coffee, right? Strong coffee and cannoli. And you know,
Well, you can keep your trucks.
I like the people who try to eat it with like a fork. They're my favorite people. You just pick it up with your hand and you eat the cannoli, okay? Cannoli. Get a cannoli and a coffee.
See, we have something similar here. We have these very thin but hard waffles that get rolled up and then they get filled with different things. Usually like whipped cream.
Yeah, like
I mean, if you're talking
something
about
similar in the UK is
Stroopwafel,
like it's called
that's more
brandy
like-
snaps. If you've heard of those,
I've heard of brandy snaps, yeah.
yeah, kind of a similar thing as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with like European dishes, right? You find the same dish with like minor differences in every country.
Shocking.
I know, right?
So like we went over to some other random place or like I don't know. I guess from a European standpoint, it's probably, you know, back in the eons of history, we invaded some random place, but we found you know, we really like this or that kind of thing when we were kind of like going through it. But like we're not going to name it what they named it. We're going to take it back and rename it and make our own version.
Or the Germans and Italians invaded everywhere
Nah.
we kinda did
and just kept bringing
Or
their
like-
recipes all over the damn place.
That too.
And no, I'm not talking about in the last century. I'm talking about, like, you know, the Roman Empire and the Germanic migrations.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
By the way, I did post a
Highly
meme
possible.
to my Facebook that I want to share. You know, it's a beautiful steak being grilled, right? And it says, "My mouth waters when I smell steak." I wonder if the same happens to vegans when they mow the lawn. Not that funny? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Look, Redline likes it.
See, Joe Hill says that Germans aren't known for their food.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Yeah, I kind of need to disagree there. The thing is that there is no all German food, right? The food you get in the north is very different from what you get in the south.
You mean there isn't like sauerkraut and schnitzel all over the place?
Well, you can
Or
get it
my
all over the
son's
place,
favorite
it's just-
beef lungs ball soup or whatever
Look,
the hell
no,
he likes.
I'm sorry, Zoth. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you. German food is the same all throughout the country.
Schnitzel and wieners and
Absolutely the same.
Haagen-Dazs or whatever the hell they make.
You go where you're going. You open up the menu and you go, that beer there.
But
That's
it's
it.
spelled
All right.
different, right? Isn't it BEIR or something like that? Beer?
BIER.
See, I was close there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, there's regional variations in spelling, but you know,
Yeah.
it's all beer.
bratwurst. You got wurst. You got like 75 different wurst. Strawberry wurst, blueberry wurst, right?
75.
Peppermint
Add a
wurst.
0.
Beef wurst, pork wurst. I don't know. Vinegar and beer, baby. I like that, Joe. That's good. It's good. Vinegar and beer in Germany. Roast pork, dumplings, and sauerkraut.
We also have a lot of cakes.
A kek?
Cakes.
Bunt? You have bunt? You make bunts?
What?
Bunt cake.
They have Black Forest cake all over the country.
Oh,
That's
Black
what he's saying.
Forest. German chocolate cake too, right? Yeah. Because coconut, it's indigenous.
You got to get that crushed into the Black Forest cake.
I know. Soth is like,
And
you guys are such jerks. Cheesecake.
German
Oh god, your
cheesecake,
cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
You guys don't have quark, right? You need that quark.
Quark? What is that?
Quark.
Quark?
Come
Quark
on,
is
we talked
he was
about
on
this
Deep Space
so
Nine,
many
right?
times.
Quark, right? Deep Space Nine character.
It's a non-fermented fresh cheese
Fermented
that can also be used in like sweet dishes.
Okay, for
So
making
perfect
cheesecake,
for
man,
cheesecake.
you just get the chunks of Philadelphia cream cheese. All right, you don't need none of this Quark bullshit. Okay,
No, quark is amazing. Seriously.
Philadelphia cream cheese. Put a little smear, on your
You
bagels.
should try it. Try it,
Yep.
Eric. Like go to Aldi and get some quark.
I have an Aldi just down the street.
Yeah. So
Wait, there's Audi in the US?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Wow.
they've got like the weirdest like rules, right? Like everywhere in the US, right? You go in, okay, you get your cart or your shopping basket, whatever, you take it out to the car and you return it to little bin areas in the parking lot, right? Not Audi. No, you gotta pay the quarter to get your shopping cart, right?
Mhm.
And then when you return it, you get your quarter back.
Yeah,
you
Right?
know the hilarious thing is
that's completely normal here, though.
I know.
No,
That's the
Mac,
only place.
the hilarious thing is they're getting rid of that in Germany.
It's hilarious. Like people like will like see you in the parking lot. Here's a quarter. I'll take your cart. Okay. Well, you could have the cart. It's a quarter. I don't really care.
We shared some culture with you because that used to happen here all the time as well. It's just that Germans love following rules, and
You do.
The rule is to return the card, then people will just do that. Americans, it's like, hey, no, I gotta get that quarter, and you only get it back if you return the card, right? It's like no money at all, but they're still like, oh no, I want my money back.
I don't.
There has to be some kind of.
I like have little woman comes up here. Eric. Here's a quarter. I'll take your cart. I'm like, just take the cart. You're good. All right.
Do you guys do it with parking tickets?
What? Parking tickets? What do you mean?
Pay and display parking, if you even have that.
What's pay and
Like
display
when you park up, you have to sort of showcase that you've paid in order to park there. So how do you do that?
There is one parking garage that has a ticket that you put, once you pay, you put it in your thing. But normally you pull into a parking garage. If you're parking in a parking garage, like in a city area, right? Pull in the parking garage, you get a ticket, and you pay when you're done, right? Because it's time-based. I have, some city parking where you go to a kiosk. You go to if you're parking on the side of the street, you go to the kiosk, put your license plate in, and you just pay. Okay.
So, out of interest, like, what happens if, like, when you're leaving and you don't pay, or you don't want to pay, or the payment that you're going to use doesn't work? Like, does your car just sit there while you try and figure this out, blocking everyone else from exiting? Or
depends on your parking garage. Some you go to a little kiosk, right? And
Okay.
you pay and you get a little slip of paper and you just scan that slip of paper at the exit, like a QR code or
Okay.
something, right? Like, you know.
Okay.
Others, and a lot of them, I mean, it's just depends on who owns the parking garage, right?
Yeah.
Others, you just go to the exit, you know, slide your card in, it kicks it back out, you're paid, you leave, it prints a receipt if you need it.
Yeah.
So,
just
I mean,
kinda
it's all over the
like
place.
those are definitely like the slightly more modern kind of thing. Like, but prior to that, I imagine thinking back to what I've seen in the
Mhm.
US, or for at least what has been shown in the US in various different things, is you used to have the parking meters that literally were individually
Put the quarters
right
in or
next
the
to the
dimes and
thing.
you turn them. Those still
Yeah,
exist.
like those still exist. Okay,
They do in
because
some
that's
places.
probably the
I
closest
just
Most of them,
equivalent to
most
what
modernized cities, you just go to the kiosk, put your information in, put your
Yeah,
credit
yeah,
card
yeah,
in.
and that definitely happens in the UK as well. It's just like our old antiquated system was you had like a singular like um machine that would dish out tickets, and you would go in, you would
Mhm.
prepay the amount of time that you were going to be parking there. So, and it wouldn't be like per minute, but it'd be per hour. So you'd pay for up to 2 hours, up to 3 hours, up to 4 hours, whatever,
Yeah.
right? And so you'd go there, you'd pay the money, and it would print a ticket that you take, and then you go back to your car and you put that ticket somewhere which is visible. And so when a car parker sort of assistant, or sort of
Yeah. When I
officer or
go,
whatever goes around, they look to see whether all of those tickets are valid, and if they found one that wasn't, somebody's parked there for longer than they've paid, then they get a ticket put on their
yeah, our
Right.
meters
on
would
their
just
between
pop
their
up
windscreen wiper and
a
the
red flag
windscreen.
basically inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So it was a case of like that's how we used to do it before, the more electronically sort of the more modern kind of electronic kind of parking systems that
yeah,
we all use now. So
When
I don't want to like stop your
we're close.
invigorating.
Oh, we're 7 minutes over. Holy
it's
shit!
just a different thing.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh,
yes,
good
we
point.
are.
Let's run
Fucking
around one last
randomly.
thing.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll say there is one city, Columbus, I go to. A lot of their parking is by phone app. You just park,
Is
phone
that
app,
is
you're
that
done.
your last thing?
No, I go last for the one last thing.
All right, but I will make it my one last thing. Columbus is not a goddamn city. It does, but it's a trumped up village. Yes. Oh, like, well, maybe it was like 15 years ago the last time I was there, but yeah. Is it? Oh well. I mean, I get that qualifies it for city status in the eyes of someone from Pittsburgh, but yeah, we'll see if that actually goes through. That was my one last thing.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's floods.
He's also gone.
Yep.
I'm also gone.
Yeah. Okay, so I imagine there's a very short one last thing kind of section of the show, but so I don't know if you have ever seen or perused like EVE Online sort of Reddit every so often, but every so often somebody like puts like a picture of a watercolor or a piece of art that they did of like a ship or this and the other, and it's really cool, but you never actually see like it being created sort of thing. But there was a Confessor watercolor that somebody made a video of as he was making it. It's actually really kind of cool. I'll put it in chat, but like it's actually a pretty cool video of
Okay.
of this guy,
Check that out.
LGO, basically making a watercolor of a confessor. That's really cool.
All
I just
right.
wanted to, to highlight the skill involved.
By the way, exactly 3 of my real life friends thought that, vegans salivating when they mow the lawn is funny, even though all of you didn't. I'm hurt.
Eric, are you muted again?
No, I'm not. I was for briefly, just real quick there.
Well, your real life friends are allowed to be wrong too.
But they're funny people.
God damn it, they're funny people.
They're funny people. All right. Somebody says away from cities. I have to go visit. I have a requirement to go visit. Columbus weekly, basically. So, all right, folks. So, my one last thing is, let me check the time here. In 49 minutes, you get to learn who the new super secret co-host is of the Meta Show. So, be there in 49 minutes for it. Be here, the Meta Show. Make sure you come.
I know.
Can you whisper to me who it is?
Not on it.
Try to get him, folks. I tried to get it for you. It didn't work. All right.
The secret new host of the Meta Show is ... Eric.
Henry Cavill.
No.
Oh, sorry. Did I say it out loud? Oh crap.
It is not me, folks. 2 hours with all of you is enough for me. No. So make sure that you come back for the Meta Show. That's pretty much the only thing I have. And Soth, make Jida's marinara. You will love it. And use the olive oil. Be a man. All right, just be a fucking use extra virgin olive oil. All right,
and make your pasta at home.
Yeah.
Don't buy.
Yeah. Stamp your olives yourself. All right. Be a man. All right, everybody. You have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thank you to our co-hosts here all around. Horrendous. Temporarily Bargos. Temporarily Mike Flood. Soth.
Temporarily Dawn Rhea.
Always. Temporarily Dawn. Shopping for antiques. We don't actually know if she bought anything.
No. Dawn, clearly because Dawn, made a hasty exit. She definitely found her sugar daddy. So.
Was she shopping for one?
I believe so.
Apparently.
I
all right,
know.
everybody.
It was in an antique store. What do you think?
We will be back next week, same time. And we'll try and be a little bit funnier, but there's no guarantees.
Hey, we went full circle. We started off with sugar daddy.
Well, he'll try.
There you go. We'll see everyone. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.